This thing has been popping up on my social media feed no matter where I'm at. I was at Captain D's eating fish earlier. I saw people talking about AI slop. I was at Wendy's earlier. I ate a lot of fast food. I saw LinkedIn put a new post feed up to where kind of like X is when people are talking about stuff and it like fact checks people, but it says AI slop detected. I'm ashamed to say it, but then I ate Burger King too. It's crazy. I don't even know how I'm under 200 pounds anymore. And as I was sitting there in the 5 seconds of my day eating Burger King, I kid you not, 3 other posts on X, because I'm on X all the time. I scroll and talk about AI slop this, AI slop that, and it's rather derogatory. And I don't feel no type of way about it because, of course, I'm a human. I just introspectively think about things. And I was trying to understand, what exactly the outrage is about, AI slop and where it comes from particularly. So, as one does, I went to X with the big question I had. And I'm going to read it to you. I said, someone help me understand the outrage of AI slop. Define what qualifies as slop first. I think that's a critical question. Define what qualifies as slop first, because I'm lost in the irony of the issue. Humans are heavily influenced by bias, which are cognitive biases, which is mostly under the conscious level because we don't detect it normally when we're under the influence. And often, more importantly, we're terribly inaccurate and wrong about almost everything. I know some of y'all get mad listening to this already. I'm talking about myself too, though, so it is what it is. I said, we are not that intelligent if you look at either mean or median levels. AI currently surpasses both of those critical categories when looking for outputs of desired information. Is it accurate, non-biased information that people despise and describe as AI slop? If so, does that mean that the majority of society prefers unintelligent, significantly biased opinions? Asking for a friend. And that's what's going to lead us into this episode. Is it the primitive functions of a human brain that is directing this outrage towards slop because it's like this feeling of a threat? Because yes, I can agree with you that AI is a threat to so many different areas of our lives as humans. I get that. I'm mindful of that. But if it's not that, is it that the majority of society are upset at the fact that AI is way more capable than any one human is of outputting very accurate information? Because if that's the case, as a human myself, when I'm looking for information, I want to cut straight through the BS and get guaranteed accuracy. It's not that much of a secret that we have very finite time on this earth, right? Or on this planet. And with that being said, I don't like to waste my time reading what I think is fact or reading an opinion thinking it really is factual as well, and then finding out it's not. If I'm going to read something, I would rather just know, all right, cool. And unless an AI chatbot or something these days in 2026 is purposely prompted to incorporate some type of bias or purposely prompted to lie, the chances are it's going to output accurate information. And that's where I'm having a hard time, connecting the dots to the outrage. And it makes me pose a question for all other humans. What is upsetting about reading or seeing things from AI? Is it because you fear the future? I mean, I do too. From a career perspective, we're all completely aware of how many coders and programmers and computer science majors lost their jobs at top firms like Microsoft, Apple, and Google when we learned last year that AI is completely capable of outperforming them. So you just really need one senior dev and 10 people could be fired because AI can handle that, and you just need someone to overlook the work. Are we upset about that? Because we need to get to the root of this issue, right? Or are we upset about the fact that GPT released work last week or the week before? I don't even know anymore. Days run into each other. And the fact is that work can function autonomously if you schedule it to do things properly, and it's going to replace like so many other people's jobs that used to require a college degree and entry-level jobs that didn't? Are we upset about that? Or are we upset about like knowing the near future is understanding that for the last 20 or 30 years, autonomous robotic assembly lines have taken over manufacturing. And now we have robotic capabilities with surgery. And that's really guided by ones and zeros and programming language. And if we had a more accurate operator than a human, which is prone to error all the time, then in theory, AI could even replace those jobs. Or are we upset about the fact that AI can already do the job of a PCP, attorney, X, Y, Z, and we see what the future is, and we are just trying to, like, I don't know, push against anything that comes from it. See, I take the perspective that I'm completely aware that there's no putting the genie back in the bottle. Similarly, if you light a cigarette and put it out, then light it again, it doesn't taste the same the second time around. I mean, they're completely different analogies or metaphors or whatever have you, but the fact remains that there's no way we're rolling back AI. It's going to happen. Economically, there's going to be a devastating blow for all of your career plans for the next 20 years, whether you believe me or not, whether you think I'm talking, crazy or not. Things are going to significantly change in the next few years. From 2023 till now, the world's changed off of AI. And we're all familiar with like the compounding intelligence, innovative capabilities that things have year over year. We saw it with technology from the 80s to now. We saw it from AI from 2023 to now. I think the change we saw in 2023 till now is going to happen between now and 2026 and 2027 and a half. And then it's going to compound a bit faster and a bit faster. So we know there's no stopping that. So we know there's going to be massive across the board impacts to all of this, and it makes it uncomfortable. I get that. But if we're trying to pull away from that because we think that that's going to save us or save our careers or save the future from not being changed, if we think that we can ostracize these models and that's going to make a difference, you're sadly, and we are all sadly mistaken, my friends. Because the truth of this whole thing is, and I about said the truth of the matter is, but then I realized you would probably label me as AI slop because that is something AI says a lot is the truth is. The fact is that the more society as a whole pulls away rather than adopting use of these innovative technologies, the more the power and control of these technologies get hyper-concentrated by the few people that adopt it, which leaves a greater number of people left behind. And the fact is, if you're one of those people that are left behind, then I would agree to come in the boat with you 10 years from now with how upset you are about AI slop. But just to remember, you had a chance to get on board. I think the most direct way, but understand like this impact I'm going to mention is multitudes lower or multiples lower than the impact AI is about to have on us as a society whole. Is all of the people that we know that refused to accept computers, refused to accept smartphones, refused to accept the internet. If you bundle all the people you know that refuse to accept those three things together in a boat, and you can recognize the cognitive gaps between those people and other people and how little they have to offer the competitive world, whether in their career, whether it be, as a person trying to build a business or anything, then I want you to understand that gap between people that adopted those three things and the people that didn't is far less of a gap than the people that chose to pull away from jumping on the AI wagon to those that refuse it. And I just realized that it seems like this episode's turned into a stark warning, and that wasn't my intention. My intention for this first episode was to be like, hey, what's up? We're going to party, have a good time, talk about some cool stuff. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to cover all types of things, from research that no one else is willing to talk about, from real stuff that people are afraid to talk about, and even some boring stuff that most people don't care about, but they should. I feel like this is one of those more controversial issues I didn't even really anticipate that I was going to talk about, but I feel like it's important. Because we need to get to the root cause of why we feel certain ways as humans, rather than just allowing our emotions to run the rest of our bodies on autopilot and us thinking it's us making the decisions. If we can find the root cause for an emotion, then we can better understand it and help control the way we act as a result of understanding the root cause of that emotion. You need to find out what it is about you that has an issue with AI. If it's fear, then you can look at that fear and say, okay, then what is it that is making me fear this? So you can get on the other side of it. You need to reverse engineer your fear and the outcome that you're afraid of, so you can ensure that you're not in a situation to where your fear comes true. The main thing I'm looking for in your responses, if you want to comment this, you can tell me like I'm bald, or you can tell me you don't like the way I look, or you can tell me anything you want to tell me. But if you could please, if you're going to comment on this video, let me know what it is about AI slop that bothers you so much, so maybe you can change my mind. Because of the fact, historically and academically, we're taught that it's the people that are unwilling to have their minds changed, or people that are unwilling to change their opinions about something, that have an intellectual deficit sometimes. And I'm always willing for someone to prove me wrong. So I would love for you to prove me wrong and help me understand what AI slop is. Maybe I'm off kilter here. Maybe it's me that felt some type of way about reading all these posts about AI slop. I don't know why. I fear that us as a society, humans as a whole, I feel like it's pointing to a bigger problem. We saw a minute amount of it a couple of years ago, and I feel like that problem is we're straying away from academic knowledge. I'm not saying college, I'm saying that we're straying away from things that make us smarter. We spend more time on the things that make us dumber because it promotes instant gratification and makes us feel good. It doesn't feel good to read sometimes for a lot of people. It doesn't feel good to learn a lot of times for some people. Sometimes some people have traumatic response mechanisms that happen and overtake their whole mind when they're trying to learn something new. They feel less than or feel dumb, and I get that too. But if it's knowledge or the truth or something that we fear about obtaining some kind of knowledge, I mean, that's just, it's ridiculous. But I appreciate your time. So I want to leave you with a message if you've made it this far in this episode. And that's, you should take a break from screens and digital things if you have an opportunity tomorrow or today. Or matter of fact, when you get done watching this video, walk outside. Listen to the crickets cricket, if that's what they crick or chirp or whatever they do. If it's sunlight, by the time you get done watching this video, go out and look at the sky and see what color it is. It might be gray, it might be blue, or if the sun's setting, you might see purple, red, and yellow, and orange. Don't forget there's a world outside of your front door. Don't forget everything does not live online. Because time compounds, it passes us by quicker and quicker as each moment passes by. And sometimes it's nice to enjoy what you have around you and remember to enjoy what it means to be human. If you're taking time to pull away from AI so much, then you should obviously be spending a lot of time doing what humans should be doing. And only you know what the answer to that is. I'll catch you on the next episode.